Hello everyone, I welcome to you in the computer-aided design classes, and today I came to you with a very essential class. In this class we will learn about a new software that is called as a GDM, Graphical Documents Management Software, which plays a very important role in the manufacturing industry. So first of all we have to let me explain about this documentations. That is called the specification sheet. With the help of this software, we can be able to create technical documents that contains the details of the design, technical diagram of the components of the shoes, measurement of the product, the stitch class and the seam types, seam allowances, and the scarring types and its allowances are mentioned in the technical diagram. Instructions for developing a sample and sourcing of the materials. For all the above mentioned purposes, we have to create a technical documentations that is called the specification sheet. Designer communicate the design concept with the help of this technical documentations. So we could be able to create the documents with the help of this software very easily and accurately. Out of this, we can either directly print the documents, exports as SVG file, or can be converted to the graphical formats like a PNG, TIF, GIF, JPG, BMP and EMF. There is a lot of options in which you can convert your documentations. Now today in the initial session of the graphical documents management, we will learn about the following subjects. First of all, how to export the active styles into the various formats. And second one is how to import the exported active styles graphical document management software. And after that, how we can be able to create the templates of the technical documentations and adding it into the libraries of the graphical document management software. So let's start. First of all, you can see that we have already designed, this is called the sport shoes patterns we have already created, as you can see over here. So these are the patterns of the sport shoes above, which I have created with the help of the dimension of the program softwares. So now, first of all, after the creations of the patterns, we have to export it into the SVG format, because the graphical document management software will analyze only the SVG format. So we have to export our documentations in the SVG format. So let's see how we will be able to export it. So first of all, you can see here, this is called the export the active styles into various formats. So we have to come to this icon, we have to left click over there. Now we have to select the formats of the files as like SVG, PATGO. We have to select this format. After the selection of this format, we have to OK. Now we have to select the folders or storage area. So now we have to select the desktop and we have to save it. So now there successfully you can see that this sport shoe in the SVG format has exported into the desktop, as you can see over here. In the same way, we have to select the sport shoe lining patterns. As you are already the designer, in the previous sessions we have already discussed what is the patterns and how many types of patterns we must have to be created for the footwears, as like our patterns and the lining patterns. So in the same way, we have to create the documentations also for the upper and the lining components. So for that purpose, we have to export the lining patterns also. So we have to repeat the process. In the same way, we have to go to this icon and we have to select the SVG format and then OK. Now we have to select the storage area where we want to save our documentations as like a desktop, and we have to save it. Now successfully it has been exported. As you can see here, the sport shoe lining pattern has been exported in the format of SVG and the upper also. Now we have to, first of all, we have to open the GDM software, that is here, Graphical Document Management Software. We have to double left click on that icon. After the little bit time period, it will be appear in front of you. So this is the Graphical Documents Manager software. Now you can see that this software has been appeared into the screen. Now first of all, you have to go to the file and you have to create the new documentations. And you can see here, this is the tools. You can adjust it as per your design anywhere. You come to this dotted line and then you can move it as per your choice and desires. In the same way, you can move all these important tools, so you can rearrange it according to your design and compatibility. That we have to come to this icon, we have to zoom it in a proper place. Now first of all, we have to decide the page orientations. Either you can select the portrait and landscape mode. So you have to decide the mode of your documentations, page mode. So mostly we have to, first of all, we have to go to the icon. This is called the properties icon, and now you can choose portrait or landscape. But the standard orientations for the technical documentations is the portrait mode. So we have to select the portrait mode and format should be A4 size, and then OK. Now your documentation orientation has completely changed. So now next very important things is that you have to create the templates of your documentations. So first of all, you have to come to this create table and you have to left click here and then OK. After the selection of this table, you have to go to the selection tool and you have to select this table. And now you come here, you can see here, this is the property bar. Into the property bar, you have to select the columns. Vertical rows is called column and horizontal rows is called rows. So now we have to select here column we want 6 and the rows also we need 6. After the editing, you have to double left click over here. Now we have to edit this column. So for editing, we have to come to this editing tools and we have to left click over there and double left click to your. After the selection of this, you have to select this column like this, and now you have to come, this is called the span cell. Left click over there. Similarly, we have to select all these columns and we have to span cell. We have to repeat the process in the same way. Okay. After that, we have to select the entire area of this table, and then we have to go to this background color and we have to decide the color of this table and then double left click. Now you can see that this table has been created. Again, you have to double left click and then you have to enter the as like articles. So you have to write here which articles you are going for, which articles you are going to create the documentations and what should be the sizes, and you have to mention over here articles as like a gents sport shoes, and the sizes will be variated from 6 to 9. After the editing of all these things, you have to change the styles of the fonts. So you have to create the bold and you can change the sizes also as per the requirement. It should be minimum 12 or 14. Similarly, we have to select this one and go to the font size and you have to select as a 14. As usual, we have to select all the and we have to select 14, and we have to change. We can change likewise the font sizes and the styles. Now we have to make it bold. Similarly, we have to select and make it bold. Now we can change the position, center alignment, and the center vertical alignment. As usual, it should be center and center vertical alignment. So likewise, we can change the position of the font, center and center vertical alignment. After that changing, you have to double left click to the outside of your work area. Now you can see this template has been created. Now we have to go to the rectangle tools, and then we have to draw a rectangle like this. Now we have to go to the selection tool, and we have to select this one, and we have to reposition it. After repositioning, we have to go to the text tools, and then we have to double left click over here. Now you have to write here sport shoe upper components. After this, we have to change the font size, so we have to select it 40 and then OK, and then we have to bold it, and then after that we have to right click, drag and drop, and then we have to refix in a proper place to this text. Now we have to select this rectangle, and then we have to come to this fill color, and we can change the color, and we can fill it like this. After the filling of this color, okay, now we can see the template has been completely created. After the creation of this template, so we don't need to recreate again and again. It will waste a lot of times. So what we have to do, we have to add this template into the library. So let's see how we can add it into the library. So first of all, to go to the rectangle tool, and from this area, from this corner to this corner, you have to create a rectangle. After the creation of this rectangle, what we have to do, we have to go to the selection tool, and we have to select this entire object. After the selection, we have to group it. After making group, we have to come Ctrl C, we have to copy it and press the Ctrl V to paste it. After making copy and paste, you have to press the shift button. You go to the first of all here, left click, and library will appear in front of you. Press the shift button and then left click, drag and drop it into the library. Now you can see that this template has permanently edited into the library. Whenever you need it, you can apply any other documentations to any other documentations. Okay, now it's okay. Now what we have to do, now we have to import the sport shoe upper components into this software. So for that purpose, we have to go to the one icons is here. This is called the insert svg file. So already we have exported the sport shoe upper and aligning components onto the desktop of our system. So now we have to insert it into the GDM or graphical document softwares. For that purpose, left click over here. Now we have to select the desktop, and we have to drag and drop. Here we can see a sport shoe upper pattern. Is already exported it. So now we have to select this and then OK into the working. If you want to see show images, now you can see all the patterns has been imported into the working. If you are not comfortable with this pattern, you can delete it with the help of this process. Again, you have to go to the insert and select the folders wherever you have saved your document, and after that you have to, and then we can insert all this pattern. If you want to see show images, so you can see all the pattern images is available over here. Now how you can insert it into your work area? So for that purpose we have to press the left click to the first components and press the shift button, and after that left click drag and drop. Now you can see all the pieces has been inserted into the work area. Now we can rearrange it according to our needs. Now you can see here pattern name, we can disappear or we can appear it by clicking over here. Now you have to left click to the outside and select the pattern. Now you have to select this pattern and you can move anywhere wherever you want into the work area. Wherever you are comfortable, you can reposition it. Similarly, we have to select this pattern and we can reposition or we can rotate it as our requirement. We can rotate and reposition the pattern. Similarly, we have to select this pattern and we can move it and we can rotate it like this. After the repositioning, similarly we have to repeat the process for all the patterns, and we can reposition it all the patterns wherever we need it. All the patterns, this is the stripe patterns, so we can reposition it likewise. So with the help of this software, we can easily create the technical documentations which is very essentially required into the manufacturing industry. Now, so likewise we can reposition this pattern. So this is the sport shoe of our components, as you can see here. Now you can make the visible pattern name, so you have to left click here and you will see that the pattern name will be visible onto the patterns. If you want to do the changing into the name of this pattern, so you can left click to this and go to the left click over here, and then you can rotate and you can reposition this pattern information. And wherever if you want to edit this one, you have to left click and then you can bold it or any changes whatever you need it. You can change the font sizes and the styles, all the things. Similarly, you can select this one. After the selection, you can bold it and then you go to the selection tool and select this text, and then you can rotate or you can reposition it wherever you want. If you want to resize it, you have to go to the editing tools, you left click and come to this, and you have to resize it as like a 10 and then OK. Go to the selection tool and left click over here and select the name of the text, and then you can rotate it as per your requirement and you can reposition it. Similarly, you have to if you want to highlight specific portions of the components, you have to right click, drag and select the specific portions or area of the templates or patterns, and then you can drag and drop. Now we have to reposition this text components pattern information. So for that purpose, we have to select the selection tool and left click over here right click, and then you have to select this information of this pattern, and you can reposition the pattern information accordingly. Similarly, we can repeat all the process. We have to highlight this specific portion of the patterns. Now this is a very big name, so you have to edit it. So you have to select this. This is the text information. You have to left click over there, and you can short this name like a QTR quarter with the facing, and you can bold it, and then okay. After that, you have to go to the selection tool and left click and select this text, and you can rotate and reposition wherever is required. So we have to again go to the editing tools, left click, and we have to give the name short w/p with the facing. So we have to add only F, and then okay. Now we have to go to the selection tool, left click and select this text, and after that we can reposition wherever we need it. Likewise, we have to select the spacing, and then we have to go to the editing, left click, and then we have to bold it and change the size of this font, and after that we have to go to the selection tool and left click and select this font, and we can rotate it and we can reposition it anywhere. So like this, all the pattern details, informations we can edit with the help of this software very easily. We have to select this lining is tab 3, so we can write this name very short as like a LS-3, and we can bold it, and then okay. We have to go to the selection tool, and like this we have to select this text, and we can reposition it. We have to select this text and we can reposition it. Similarly, we have to repeat the process. So likewise, we can reposition all the informations of the pattern and positions of the pattern. Okay. Now we can see that all the details of the patterns has been edited. So I hope that this class will be very much helpful for you. In the next class, I will tell you about the full details of the creation of the technical document that is called the specification sheet. Thank you very much for this session.